Right, 7 August 2025. And today I'm very excited to be giving you the morning update. So this is when I give you all the trending stories that are taking place in Zimbabwe. And I'm so grateful that this is the most watched show on gAMBAKWE. So almost everyone that is countrywide watches here, including people in the rural areas. So I try to focus on the news. So about 20 stories a day. So let's get started. And we're going to start with the most trending story of the day, which is not about Tagwirei. So I'm going to remove the banner for a little while and we'll go to H Metro. H Metro always has the best stories. So I like H Metro very much. It's like the TMZ of Zimbabwe. So today we have got a trending story in H Metro of Natalie Mhandu. So that is the biggest story right now. She is a prominent and well-known socialite in Zimbabwe. And she was dating Shingi Munyeza, one of the top and most known people in Zimbabwe, a pastor. That is what she's known for, a scandal, and being the baby mama of Shingi Munyeza. So today she is trending in the news. And you can see this picture is directly from the H Metro. She has been arrested for witchcraft. So what has happened is that, according to the H Metro newspaper, Natalie Mhandu called a traditional healer or a Sangoma from Mozambique and performed rituals on 2 women, 2 friends. And then a maid who was working for her was witnessing the whole thing. And when she fired her, she then called the friends and advised them that Natalie Mhandu had performed such rituals. So according to Zimbabwean law, if you perform rituals, witchcraft rituals, you can actually be arrested and jailed. So that is a top story. You can go and check it out. She's well known. And we've covered extensively on Natalie Mhandu. I've asked her if she is arrested and she's still on one tick. I hope that it means she is still inside. That is crazy. So that is the top story today. Very interesting. And these kind of stories are important because there is a boyfriend involved. So we're going to find out who is the boyfriend. She dates very high level guys. So who is this guy? Is it someone that we know? Is it Shingi? Who is it? Who is involved in this story? Now let's go to our headline. Tagwirei has been working on the land tenure program, and that is to do with the title deeds, converting 99-year leases to title deeds. So that program has now started in Zimbabwe, and particularly in Harare. So if you go to Tagwirei's Twitter, which is Elder Tagwirei, you will see that a process has been put in place for converting your lease to a title deed. So you can go over there, you visit the one-stop center at the Lands Department, the Development and Administration Department in Harare. You submit a certified copy of your ID and tenure documents. You undergo verification and valuation. You sign legal documents, including agreement of sale, and then you make payment. So payment is, the amount is about $500 to $1,500. So they're now selling you the land, whereas war veterans only pay 14%, and civil servants with 10 to 20 years service, they pay a service fee of 5%. Cash payments must be completed within 90 days. And so this is controversial because there is no reporting and who knows what is happening with the land. So it's crazy, but it has started. So land is now changing hands. Something that was being fought by the war veterans like Mdarageza. So this is Tagwirei's program, and let's see if there's going to be reporting taking place on this project. Then let's go quickly to other stories. If we look at the Herald newspaper, you see that Mnangagwa signed some deals with China. So this obviously is something that I've not managed to cover because of what we've been doing with the Lungu. I had to fly to Johannesburg yesterday to cover Lungu. So what I'm going to do is today, I'm going to unpack the deal. 55 million is nothing. So I don't know why Mnangagwa will sign a deal for 55 million. I wouldn't even go there if they're signing a deal for 55 million. And then there's the food component, which is about 6 million. So I'll unpack this. Guys, I've got a lot of backlog to cover. So I'll unpack what has happened with the Chinese, with the deal. What does it mean? What are we covering? What are we talking about? And the Minister of Finance was over there. Young Kudam Mnangagwa was over there yesterday. So I'll unpack that when I get an opportunity. But I don't promise, because if I promise, I'm going to disappoint you. I'm so busy these days. Then Masvingo. So Masvingo City Council here is selling council rented houses. So if you're in Masvingo or you're somehow connected to Masvingo, you should check this announcement. I'm going to put it in gAMBAKWE, on gambakwe.com, so that you can check it out. There is a lot of houses in Masvingo that are currently being rented out. So go check it out. This is also happening in many other towns where the council has now given those houses to long-sitting tenants. So go check it out. It's important. And then we have, obviously, the Lungu burial that we're awaiting. I'm going to give you guys an update as soon, the Lungu burial judgment that we're awaiting. I'm going to give you an update as soon as it happens. I know all my friends in Zambia are awaiting that outcome. In Malawi, there has been a ruling after the death of Vice President Saulos Chilima in 2024. So the German company involved, or which supplied the aircraft, has concluded an investigation. And the German investigation report highlighted various critical failures, which is unsafe aircraft. The military aircraft was not airworthy with an expired certificate and unresolved mechanical issues. Failed equipment, the aircraft lacked crucial flight recorders, cockpit voice and flight data recorders. Additionally, its emergency beacon battery had been dead since 2004. Unfit crew, there were also reports of a medically unfit pilot. So this is the finding, and I'll give you guys more detail on gAMBAKWE. We're going to put this report on the death of the Vice President of Malawi. Remember, there's an election in Malawi. So 14 September is gAMBAKWE's birthday, 15 September is Mnangagwa's birthday, and 16 September is the Malawi election. So you should be able to check out this report. Was he assassinated? What happened here? So this is crazy. And the election that is taking place in Malawi, we're also going to be covering it. If I get an opportunity, I'll go over there and we'll see what happens in Malawi. Malawi is an interesting country, very underrated country. And Malawi could do much better. Unfortunately, the location of Malawi and generally the way Malawi is set up is such that the country is underperforming a lot. Then gospel musicians Sunmisola and Ebuka are expected to arrive for the UIFIC conference. So they're going to be performing Komakandiwa, and the Association of Healthcare Founders event in Victoria Falls will be held in September. So those are our events. Then let's see if there's anything else we need to cover. Webster Chinamora here, surprise, surprise, is called for the end to corruption. So yesterday he signed a pledge at ZAC, the integrity pledge, which is odd because this is the most corrupt person ever. I cannot believe that he is saying corruption must end in the public sector. Then Zifa has issued or published their statement. So that is the Zimbabwe Football Association has published their financial statements. You can go check them out in the Herald newspaper. And I'll briefly describe for you what is happening. So their revenue has grown 3 times, or about 3 times, to 4 million. That is, Ngobile Magwizi is the new chairman of Zifa, and he has issued this statement in US dollars. I like it. I like US dollars. His expenses are 2 million, also 3 times higher, and his operating expenses are also 3 times higher, with an operating profit of 440 million, 440,000, and they lost 36,000 due to the ZIG. So the ZIG is crashing, and their bank balances are losing. So that is how much they lost because of the ZIG. Chaka broker, ZIG, Chaka broker. And then the gain is about 722. So the money they have in their bank is about 722,000. So they're doing well at Zifa. And I like the fact that they are reporting their revenues. That is amazingly good. And then let's go to South Africa very quickly. So in South Africa, the bank, the Reserve Bank of South Africa, has placed a bank under curatorship or under administration yesterday. So that is the Tsobosha Primary Savings and Credit Company or Cooperative Bank. So let me say that properly. The Tsobosha Primary Savings and Credit Cooperative Bank has been placed into resolution after they failed to meet their regulations, their regulatory requirements over an extended period. The Tsobosha was established by the employees of Lafarge Cement, Alpha Cement, and Lichtenburg Municipality, and they failed to pay whatever they're supposed to pay or to pay depositors. So the Reserve Bank of South Africa is taken over and is going to pay those people who have not been paid. Then in Ghana, Ghana has given DSTV up to today to reduce the amount that they're charging or the monthly charge for DSTV. If they don't reduce by 30% today, Ghana will take away their license. That is because Ghana's currency, they said, has crashed by 200% in the past few years. And DSTV has taken advantage of that crash to dramatically increase the amount that people pay for DSTV. And this has become a national issue. You know, DSTV, people rather have DSTV than eat because it's so interesting. That's crazy. Then Fikile Mbalula has said US sanctions must come. They are not going to stop the ANC policies, and he has blamed the DA for the sanctions and tariffs. So remember, South Africa is under sanctions from America. The reason why South Africa is under sanctions is because of their relationship with Iran and Hamas. And Fikile Mbalula says they are not going to change the policies because of this. And most ANC leaders are defiant about the issue. Then 11 South African students have been at the Chinese embassy yesterday. They are going to be receiving scholarships to study in China. So China is giving scholarships in Africa. A lot of young students are going to China to study. And I do not know how this works, but the farewell was done yesterday, and they're going to be there. I do not know how long they're going to be over there. Then let's go to a judge. So the judge Nana Makubele here. So that is Judge Nana Makubele has been found guilty by the Judicial Services Commission, and she's going to be impeached for gross misconduct. So this is a Gauteng judge who was a judge, and at the same time, she was the chairwoman of the PRASA, Passenger Rail Authority of South Africa. And while she was there, she involved herself in state capture. She signed certain settlement agreements, which resulted in a massive loss to PRASA. PRASA is currently embroiled in a scandal with a whistleblower where multiple billions of monies have been lost, and she was involved during this time. That is Judge Nana Makubele, and she's facing impeachment in a short space of time. So you're going to see this in the news. It is breaking. It has just been released. So it was released, in fact, I think a day or two ago. Right, I want to now go to a feature. So we're featuring a big story that has happened in South Africa yesterday. If you go to gAMBAKWE, we've shared this story. And this is the story of Malaka. This is shocking. I've never seen anything of this nature in my whole life. So Malaka has been photographed yesterday receiving cash, or in fact giving cash. So Magogodi Elizabeth Teboko Malaka is the CEO or suspended CEO of the IDT, the Independent Development Trust. So she is involved in a scandal which resulted in a suspension. That is to do with the oxygen equipment that was supplied to the IDT by a vendor who was not authorized, or a ghost company who did not have anything to do with the medical field. After the investigation, she then attempted to bribe a journalist, and the journalist has recorded her. So I don't know if you understand how this thing works. So in the media, what happens is, if you are running a media house, you get calls. Most of the time, if you write a story, you can either get a call to say remove a story, or you can get a threat to say remove the story. So most times, myself, I get people calling me to say, gAMBAKWE, remove that story. We'll pay you $50, something like that. And I'll say to them, why do you want to remove that story? So I will go through a process of asking them, why do you want to remove the story? Is it inaccurate? Is it embarrassing to you? Or why? And they'll tell me why they want to remove the story. So in this particular case, what happened is that the journalist played along and strung them along, and they flew to Cape Town to pay the bribe. Then they photographed them and published the whole thing. So the first episode was published yesterday, and this is a government-related institution. So who is Teboko? Who is she? And why is she in this scandal? In Johannesburg, there is a place called Waterfall City. Almost all the CEOs and popular people live in that area, in that particular complex. So she has bought a house, she has bought land there for 3.6 million and built a house there for 12 million, according to the journalist. And that is what they want to reveal. And she didn't want that information to be revealed. That is 15 million rands on a piece of land, one of the prime properties in Gauteng. So who is she? And why did she do such a crazy thing, like going to a journalist herself and trying to pay? So most people, when they pay a journalist, they use a fixer or a third party. So why did she go there herself? She probably is not someone who is used to this kind of thing. Like, it's very rare for the actual person who is trying to bribe a journalist to go there. So I will tell you how it works. Normally, when someone is trying to bribe a journalist, they will send a third party. Like, there are people who are known for this kind of thing in every country, who organize everything. And you won't even know if the person. So if Malaka had used a third party, then people would have said, she would have said, I didn't even know about this thing. But she was like, she got in the plane herself and she handed the cash. I don't understand what she was doing. So who is she? So Teboko Malaka begins her career in the public sector as a program manager at the Department of Social Development in 1993 to 2001. In 2001, she moved to the Department of Water Affairs and Forestry, where she held various positions, including being a director. So she became a director first in 2009. In 2018, Malaka served as a regional general manager for the IDT. So up to 2018, she was at the IDT. The IDT at that time paid 33 million to a company directed by her alleged sister-in-law for projects she oversaw. Maleka's maiden name, Molekwa, is the same as the husband of the company's director and they are co-trustees of a family trust. So you can see already that between 2009 and 2018, she was involved in corruption. In 2016, she obtained a Master of Business Administration from Mangosa, and she did some courses at the University of KZN. She also did some courses at the University of Queensland in Australia. In 2020, she served as the CEO of One Voltage Electrical Distributors. So you can see that she left the IDT in 2018 after the scandal and came back in 2024 as the permanent CEO of the IDT. So she went away and came back as acting CEO and then became the CEO in 2024. Then in October 2024, Daily Maverick started investigations into the IDT's almost 1 billion oxygen plants scandal. And in November 2022, an anti-corruption unit began a deep investigation into the IDT. On 1 August, she then was put on precautionary suspension. And on August 3, she met with Daily Maverick journalists in Cape Town and tried to offer them 60,000 bribe in cash. So you can clearly see that corruption is a pandemic in South Africa. And let me tell you how bad this thing is. Public officials that have been killed in South Africa are over 400. That is people who investigate or who handle the controls of organizations. Over 400 public officials have been killed in the course of their duties, including an auditor at Ekurhuleni who was killed last month. So corruption is not only a problem, but in South Africa, it's costing the lives of people who are trying to do the right thing. A few years ago, I was working at one of the big four. I was telling you about it last week. And during these times, during some of these investigations, people actually got killed, like for being a witness in court or for talking about something that was happening. Departments are losing millions to corrupt officials. That is why people are outraged. When someone is corrupt in South Africa, it's got serious implications for other people. There are so many hits taking place. And in this particular case, the spokesperson, Pasha, also was participating, which means there was collusion within an organization. When you see an organization having collusion, the internal systems or the internal control system has failed. And in South Africa, what has happened is that the whole government of South Africa, all the ministries, their internal control systems have collapsed. They are failing to employ at the level of director and deputy director level. Most of those positions are not filled. Senior manager positions are not filled. So the South African government is dysfunctional. The national South African government is dysfunctional. This is why the United States has placed certain ANC officials on sanctions. They've placed them on sanctions because they are running or presiding over a corrupt state. This is, you may not understand why one government may impose sanctions on another government for corruption, but it's actually a thing. The United States government does not work with governments that are corrupt. And corruption is evil. Corruption destroys lives. Corruption takes away resources from people, ordinary people who are supposed to be saved. So when someone is corrupt like Wikino, don't smile at him. He's evil. So don't take it lightly. It's not a light thing. It's bad for someone to be corrupt, and people need to stop being corrupt. Young people die. In South Africa, there are kids who are falling into toilets, open disused toilets, because the government has not been able to provide a service. life is a mess. Unemployment is so high. And someone is stealing 15 million to build a mansion with 20 bedrooms that they don't need. So you don't need 20 bedrooms. I live in a matchbox and I'm okay. I'm okay with it. So that's all I want to say about this whole thing. It's not good for someone to be corrupt, and people need to stop corruption. So I want to now look at a few other things. Let's see. Let's have a look at what do I want to check here. Okay, I'm going to feature the other stuff later on. There's a lot here. But for now, let me just leave it here. Let's go to the newspapers and then we go to our people. We want to look at the journalist who has been sentenced to 15 years in jail. So if you go to the Herald newspaper, you see that the Nyakatungure, a freelance journalist, has been sentenced to 15 years in jail after he robbed an e-hailing driver in Harare. So go check out the Herald newspaper. The Herald newspaper is big on Thursday. They've got all their business stories over there. So today I haven't even been able to cover all the stuff that they have. There's so much in there. The Zimbabwe Electoral Commission has confirmed the election of Bushe Civilized and Solomon Biswek of ZANU-PF. So you can go check it out in all the newspapers. It's there in all the press. So now let's look at our people. Let's start with Fadzai 2020. Fadzai 2028. Fadzai Mahere, she's doing very well. People love it. So let's see what she said today. She's got 2 big posts today. And West Belts also is covering the story of Natalie Mhandu. So if you go and check out, everyone is covering. Natalie Mhandu is big. She was at the wedding of some very prominent people. That is Vanavamnangagwa. So you can see this story is big. Everyone is covering this. And then let's see what Fadzai is saying. So Fadzai is covering the story of clothes. That is second-hand clothing. Do you think anybody would choose the indignity of having to buy second-hand underwear or second-hand clothes for their children? So go check out this post. She's been covering this since we started. But as I said, we need muscle. So because you don't have a political party, you can't force or you can't push back. So we need to do more here. You can't just push out people from the street and put them nowhere. They must be put somewhere. Let's look at Minnie. Minnie is resharing what she said about prayer. She is a praying soldier. Kanazaramba Mozorwana. But she starts by prayer. Then let's go to Madam Boss. Okay. Rest in peace, Maziriri and Edmo Junior Mafue. Jirukurwadza Vedwe. Who died and what happened? So go check out this story. What happened to the beautiful couple? Let's see. Car accident. Car accident in Canada. Wachenda kushoya job praiser. I think we've covered this this couple. I'll go and check if this is the same couple or another couple that passed away. So go check it out. She posted this 8 hours ago. Then let's go to President Dumaboko, my favorite president, the most stylish president in Africa. Not to be missed. Let's gather tomorrow as I unpack and brief the launch of the public engagement platform for forensic audit. I love this president. He's so engaged. There is no president in this whole country, in this whole world, with the beautiful haircut. Did you see those jeans in Zambia? That was amazing. Like, people called me and said, did you see your president? And I was, yes, President Dumaboko and President Hakainde Hichilema in one room. It's like Jesus and the angels in one room. Let's see President Hakainde Hichilema. We received a courtesy call from the outgoing ambassador of the Czech Republic, His Excellency Pavel for Shaksa. And that room has hosted so many people there. You're going to see me there one day, guys. In here, President Natalie Chilima is amazing. I like him. So go check out the picture. That picture, it's amazing. Everybody stays there, and it's good. Then let's see who else we've missed. Who did I miss? SADC. Yes. Mnangagwa is no one. Mnangagwa is no longer the chairman of SADC. And Madagascar president is going to be taking over a SADC chair. And Mahosi is already selling out. It's as if he doesn't know Mnangagwa. If you ask him who is Mnangagwa, it's like, Mnangagwa who? Mnangagwa who? This guy is a sellout. Mahosi, I don't think he's kana mama wake. Let's now go to some Zambian newspapers. I want to check out the Zambian newspapers because something big is about to happen. So as soon as the judgment is out, I will give you, and then I'll be in Zambia. If the funeral is in Zambia, I'll be over there so that you guys can see what is happening. So I want to look at the newspapers. We only have one newspaper which is published today from Zambia. In fact, from yesterday, that is The Nation. So they're a bit behind. I don't know why they don't publish early, but I always check the newspapers later. So let's look at what they're saying in the Daily Nation. So smelter challenges hit copper mines. UPND, AKA, I don't know what AKA is saying. I don't know what is smoking. AKA, I love UPND. I don't read your stories if you criticize UPND. Let's go. Who else here? All right. So there's some fights in PF as usual. Then Makebi Zulu. What is he saying? I saw Makebi Zulu. He says, HH won't die if he doesn't see ECL's body. Makebi. Of course, Makebi Zulu. Next time I'm in court, I'm going to come and talk to you. And then let's see. So there's really nothing, guys, in the newspaper today. There's nothing. So I think we've covered everything. And let's look at the comments very quickly. Thank you, Mr. gAMBAKWE. Keep it up. Thank you very much, everybody. I really appreciate what you are doing. I want to show you something. We have called for candidates to come and people to present themselves as candidates. Their response has been amazing. In the past 5 days, we've got over 45 candidates of MP. And that is before Fadzi comes. What people have told me is that if Fadzi says she's going to become a presidential candidate in 2028, there's going to be pandemonium. You know pandemonium? There's going to be pandemonium. It's going to be shocking. So people are just waiting to see what Fadzi says. If she says she's becoming a candidate, unfortunately, we've had to give a deadline of 24 August because we need to move. We can't wait forever. So if you go to M31 Zimbabwe, and guys, this is going to be big. And today I'll notify you of the next move we're going to make. As I said, we're going to make a big move today. So let me show you what has happened. We have called people to become MPs. And many, many people have submitted their intention to become MPs. In the past 3 days alone, we've got 45 people. Some of the people I can share with you, some of them will hide. But if you go to M31 Zimbabwe, you must choose to be a leader. Don't sit back and say you're going to get called by someone else. We've got a technology, simple technology. All you do is go to M31 Zimbabwe and you click on the Zimbabwe 28 candidates form. You can be a councillor, you can be a senator, you can be an MP. If you want to see where it's submitted, you just click on thank you for submitting here. And you see that people's names will feature. Guys, this is big. We no longer have that thing of someone is going to, sorry, apologies. I think my network is kind of slow. We don't have that thing of waiting for someone to nominate you. You can put yourself on a list. So put yourself on this list, represent your community, Even if you're in the UK, you don't have to send anyone. You don't have to depend on anyone. You go there and you put your name there. And as time goes on, we'll tell you what is going to happen. You must take leadership. Young people, take leadership. Do not be afraid to be a leader. We want to convert this country to be Dubai. In less than 5 years, Zimbabwe will be like Dubai. People are going to come and work in Zimbabwe. Millions and millions of people. We want 1 million people to come and work in Zimbabwe. And we want Victoria Falls to become one of the biggest destinations. And we'll connect it to Harare, we'll connect it to Bulawayo, we'll connect it to Gweru, we'll connect it to Kariba, we'll connect it to the Beira, the beach at Beira, and connect it to Lusaka, connect it to Gaborone, connect it to Johannesburg. Zimbabwe will be a big hub. And this is going to bring 100 billion just for fixing the existing infrastructure. In Harare, you'll be able to step into a train at Chitungwiza and be in the city CBD of Harare in less than 10 minutes. And that train will come every 15 minutes. You'll be able to get a train. It's clear, we've got clarity about what we want to do. We are tired of Mnangagwa, Shinabasa, Aka Broker, Mnangagwa Aka Broker, Oxile Aka Broker, Sean Aka Broker, Kuda Aka Broker, Emerson Jr. Where is Emerson Jr.? Aka Broker, Collins Aka Broker, even Tarro Aka Broker. Ndiani anuzi Tarro, guys. Anuzi andazvemuka. Vese vakadhakwa. We don't care about them. We are fed up of their garbage. So panzi nyoka achabuda here. I don't know anything about nyoka right now. They've taken him. What can I do? Anamnangagwa. They've taken nyoka. They've got him. So Mnangagwa ndiye ana nyoka. All those guys who took over nyoka's case, they're agents. They've gone away. Do you see? They're quiet. Where is DJ and Holy right now? He took nyoka and went away. He said he was going to raise funds for him. He was going to get him out of jail. He took the lawyers from us. The very lawyers that I brought to take nyoka out. DJ and Holy took him. Let's see. Rombo Chakafana. Mazizoro. Avo. I don't see their things. How do you come and take a lawyer and say we are going to be doing transparency when I'm the one who's paying the money? Pay yakoga tiwon. Badara yako. Now you're making some stupid videos about Kuli and missing and all that jokes. Who cares about Kuli and who? Kuli and Mnangagwa. You see, that is why people, you mustn't just follow people you don't know. You're following Wanwakawora, Shigananda, who is General Stole right now. He took over the group of Nyoka Mabun. What has he done with it? Do you think he can do the things that Saroka can do? So that is why I'm saying, Zimbabweans, you just follow. You see someone, you follow. You see someone, you follow. Don't follow someone whose name you don't know. Don't follow someone whose face you can't see. Anonzanu you. Ndomtaura ere. Ukaona munhu wasingaoni face yake. Ndimnangagwa. Niye. If you see someone talking and don't see their face, that's Mnangagwa. Mnangagwa is akasimbira kumsoro ku intelligence. So that is what Mnangagwa does. It disrupts everything. Do you know how many things of mine Mnangagwa is disrupted? Achituma vanhu achidisrupt, achituma vanhu achidisrupt. That is crazy. Right, so that comment got me waked up a little bit. Daydreaming, gAMBAKWE. Yes, we like to daydream. One thing I can tell you, Nkomasha Drake, I've studied a lot of things. The first day I left school, the very day I left school, I went and registered my first company. Not the next day, I got out of my bus from school and started my first company. Most of the kids did not have that vision. And I have done so many things. And what I learned from starting many things is this. Not everything work. But when you start something, it looks like it's not going to work every time. It makes no sense until it gives the whole country 1 billion. So what we want to do now is to create a new political culture, a culture of transparency, a culture of a government in waiting. We don't want the weak political parties based on a person and based on people from long back. In 1944, when Tagwirei was walking to this place, he said, I appoint you. Or when Kupe did this, that happened, that garbage. We don't want it. We want something that works. We want young people to participate. So we want a culture of participation and transparency. That is what we want. We want our country to do well. We want Zimbabwe to be a pride. And we are going to be zero tolerance to corruption. So we want all our resources to work for people. So Zvatirikuita, it's going to be big. We're not playing. And if you want to be part of us, you can be inside. But don't be outside. Because you don't need to be outside. Otherwise, you'll be watching. We want people who just talk. So our leadership invitations are going to go out. There are many young people that we want to invite. Because there is enough space for everyone. Every person that is talking, we want to invite them. I want to invite young people like Rumbi. I like Rumbi very much. I think all of you guys know that I'm a total fan of Fadzai. I like what she's been doing. And let me show you some of the people that we are going to be inviting or that we've already invited. So we've given you the proposed people list here. Jealous Maware, what has happened to Jealous? Anat Timba, Rumbi, David Coulthard, Na Love Duku, Klachwayo, Amos Chibaya, Ostalos. Joanna, what has happened? I'm going to make you red because I don't think I can talk to someone who shook Mnangagwa's hand. And then we've got Adam Tambara, Karenyi Kore, Molekele, Garivumi, all these guys. Jubeko, we've got so many people, guys, that have contributed. Anab, Bishop Nyamakanga. Do you know Bishop Nyamakanga? I like that guy very much. I did a demonstration at Cape Town when they arrested him. I protested alone for 1 hour. Bishop Nyamakanga. I wrote letters to Ramaphosa, Uyuku Tanzania, President Chilima, President Maboko was not there. And then I wrote a lot of letters to these guys. We flew to Botswana to say release our people. We went to Zambia to say release our people. That's the activism that we want to do. We don't want a country where people are afraid and they're arrested. So we're going to be writing to the Zimbabwe National Army and we're going to make certain proposals to the Zimbabwe National Army. Unfortunately, those won't be public because what Mnangagwa is doing right now to arrest opponents, to weaken the opposition, is a national security threat. So we're going to be writing to the Zimbabwe National Army. Only a few people will know about it. So I hope that Fadzi comes very soon. And we'll manage to finalize this. We want to get this bus on the road. Imagine, guys, what will happen. All of you guys overseas are going to come home because we're going to fix our country. And it's so easy to fix Zimbabwe. Not this thing that is there right now. We're going to have an amazing country, but it needs 75% votes against Mnangagwa. Okay, I think I've covered it. So please go to m31zimbabwe.com over here and register yourself as a candidate. Don't be left out. You can also be a candidate in the same place where another person is a candidate. So we have primary elections. Our target is for the 1,000 positions that are available. We expect 5 people per each position. So eventually we have 5,000 candidates by the time we go to the elections in 2028. But we need to open an office for M31 by the end of August. So by the first week of September, we should be having an office where you can now say, I am going to join, I'm going to buy a membership card, I'm going to buy a t-shirt, I'm going to buy a cap, I'm going to buy a duke. So it's going to be amazing. and we're going to do very, very well. We don't want zvematakanana. Kowakadi kudedza kalipani pogeni. gAMBAKWE ane hasha, andina hasha inini. I am the nicest guy. That is why women can't resist me. Like when they see my face, I'm a heart attack. What is gAMBAKWE talking? Guys, I like my own jokes. Like people call me and say, "How can you laugh when you're alone?" Like you literally are sitting there by yourself and you're laughing at your own jokes. Are you crazy? Yeah, I'm not crazy, guys. I'm just enjoying myself. Yes, we're tired of Tagwirei. Okay, guys, don't you want a new change? Don't you want things to go well in our country? Don't you want a new leader? Don't you want a leader that you're not afraid will kill you? When you see Fadzi's face, do you think she's going to kill you? Do you ever think for one moment that she's going to jail you for months for no reason? You see, that is the president. We want a president like President Dumaboko, like President Chilima. Those kind of presidents that have changed their countries. We don't want vanhu vakabroka, vakadhakwa. Okay, I think I've covered it. It's been 47 minutes. I'm talking longer than Makandiwa. So Makandiwa is having a number of people coming into the country. You can go check it out. There is an event at UFIC. Makandiwa was a student pastor at my church, so I know him very well. And so I want to repeat this story. A few years ago, Makandiwa akaiti itaima $7. $7. Mnozo bleskwa. Motara timodaita chi. Then I paid my $7 and they say, I want to be a billionaire. Right? Makandiwa, if I don't become a billionaire, and do pa FIC, ndoku bata. Man. Kaida bata, Makandiwa, you have to jump. Yes, so that is a true story. Makandiwa akaita inonzi $7.70 or $700. Kana wapedza kuza $7 wozoita what you want to achieve. Kana mino monyeba ndichakuta the receipt one day kuti ichokwadi ndakanyatsobhadhara $7 ndikati inini ndoda kuita a billionaire. So those are the pledges anoitwa nevanhu. Normally people do pledges in church as a sign of faith. And if it comes to pass, $7 would have made you a billion. Okay, I think I've covered everybody. I don't think there's anyone I've left out. We've done Fadzi, we've done Madam Boss, we've done Mini, we've done President Chilima, we've done Boko. Who else is left? I think we've covered everybody. I'll see you guys around 12. We need to update you on President Lungu's ruling. If it happens earlier, I'll be back and update you on that. So now let's go to our sponsor. Guys, support us. Buy Mve. So we need you guys to support us. Even if you don't need to buy Mve, please buy. So WhatsApp me and buy a packet. If you're in the UK, you buy one packet, we'll give you one packet for free. And that is delivered by DHL within 3 days. In South Africa, if you buy one packet, we'll give you 2 detox from Zambia for free. If you're in Zimbabwe, if you buy one packet, we're going to deliver it for you in Harare, in Bulawayo. And very soon, there will be a gift coming. That is quercetin. We're going to give you guys quercetin. I'm going to just wait for the delivery to arrive. So our delivery is not arrived of quercetin. So please do buy our product. And this is to make us manage. Another comment, did Mahere accept the offer for presidential post? We've given Fadzi until the 24th. So guys, understand this. There's no pressure on Fadzi to accept. This is a big and heavy responsibility that we are putting on somebody. So there's no pressure on her. But what I can say is that people are ready for a new active president. They are ready for an opposition with an office, an opposition with the office bearers, an opposition that is visible, that is going to challenge everything that happens. So we want Fadzi to accept, and if she accepts, we're going to be very happy. If she does not accept, we're going to go through a process. So I want to give you guys transparently what is going to happen. We're going to go through a process, and that process will result in preferably another female. We need a female candidate. We don't want a male candidate on purpose, because the females in our country have not been participating in politics, and the ones that are participating vakakasika kutengwa nezanu, vanakupe, vakatengesa zviri legendary. And one person I liked very much, who is Joanna Mamombe, who even had as our potential leader of the house. She then walks to Mnangagwa's office and shakes hands with him and doesn't count the fingers. It is said, if you shake Mnangagwa's hand, he must count the fingers. Did you ever see her counting the fingers? And then same thing with Professor Mganu. We like that guy. What does he do? He goes to the RBZ and says the ZIG is amazing. The Reserve Bank's policies are amazing. Who does that? So those are the kind of things I'm talking about. We need an office. We need to have money so that our people are not bought and are not mesmerized by a car. So someone is mesmerized because of a Fortuna. In M31, we're going to have Mota Zochkisa. You'll be able to see us driving Nema Range Rover. Atidi zvakapusa. Zvima Fortuna zvaningizvo zvanzani Wikino. Wikino is no one. Wikino akabroka. When M31 comes in office, Wikino toda kumuisa pa house arrest. Tomisa pa glass in CBD chavaka a nice prison in a glass, so that you can see people enjoying life in Zimbabwe. Wikino thinks kuti kuita mota kunoshamisira. Dadrava nechimota tokabiwa. So we don't care about it. Wikino, look at my face. Do you see me in the motor yako? I drive a battered 1988 Toyota Etios. I get out of my house like once a week. Why do I need like a flashy car? Like literally, I'm out of my house once a week. So why do I need to drive Chimota Chekupiwa and sell myself? So I'll never do it. Okay, I think we've covered it. My good is meeting Mnangagwa today. She's summoned here. Oh, he is summoned here. So let's go check out what happens when my Guti arrives. And Auxilia has disappeared once again. So I'm sure Guti was going to tower. So I'll be updating you on all these things. But don't forget an important thing. All this is talk. The important thing is what happens when the rubber hits the road. So when we start becoming candidates, when we start having a political party that is functional, when we start showing our order, look at what the DA is doing. They're a formidable force, even though they're just a minor partner in the GNU. We don't want to be minor partner. We want to be 75%. And Muchaita Marogman, you are going to make so much money. But if you stay in Mnangagwa, Muchaita Nzara woman. Mnangagwa Arguravan Nzara. Mnangagwa is the godfather of hunger. Our country would have done so well. 10 years lost because of Mnangagwa. Mnangagwa akabroka. Okay, I'd like to thank all of you for watching, and I'll see you again within a few hours. And a good day to you.